What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another video here at Red Dirt Reptiles. For those of you who don't know, better go watch some of my videos. And for those of y'all joining us back, let's get right the hell into this.
To you about how to mate iguanas. I'm not talking to you about how to mate iguanas. To be completely honest with you, there's a lot of information out there on how to breed iguanas. They're probably stupid easy to breed. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you they're stupid easy to breed. Here's the kicker about why I don't want to talk to you about breeding iguanas. How about the fact that in a place like this, we don't need to be breeding iguanas? Well, maybe here in Oklahoma we could stand to breed iguanas, but why would you? They're so readily available that realistically, there's no need. For instance, there are about 20 different rescues and sanctuaries within about a 4-hour radius of my hometown of Tulsa, or just south of Tulsa, in Glenpool, where I'm located, where you could probably find one of these guys for free, if not a very, very cheap adoption fee, and give one of these guys a spectacular life. Now look, they may not be the most perfect of specimen. They may be missing a couple toes or some toenails. They may be even missing some tail, or have some minor flaws in scarring and such like that. But you're probably still going to end up with an animal that needs love nonetheless. Now, the reason I'm not really into mating iguanas is the fact that they're already, quite frankly, destroying a massive ecosystem out in Florida. And so by breeding them here in captivity, even though I don't live in Florida, I kind of feel like I'm representing the animal trade in a bad way by reintroducing even more population to the globe of a massive epidemic, is what they've tried to explain this as. But, you know, nobody wants to see animals overrun. And while animals, not animals in general, but iguanas themselves have a bad name right now, I don't feel the need to repopulate them here in captivity. Again, if you want an iguana, because they are, quite frankly, some of the most amazing pets out there, and the most amazing reptiles out there, if you want one, reach out. There are people out there that have these guys, that are getting them as babies, that are catching these guys. Now, you're not getting what you would say as a CBB iguana, because you've got one that's probably been caught out of the wild. Who cares? What's to say this guy didn't come out? Now, again, there are a ton of people out there, and there are a ton of information. There is a ton of information out there on breeding iguanas. Look, if you don't believe me, go look some gentlemen up. Tom Crutchfield, Ty Park. These are just some of the guys that are breeding some of the most spectacular iguanas across the globe. Tom Crutchfield, he breeds what's called a crimson that is to die for. Like, seriously. Now you're gonna spend money. And that's okay. If the animal's worth it, if you feel the price was worth it to get the animal that you're buying, then absolutely go for it. I'll tell you, if I had the money right now to get one of Tom Crutchfield's crimson albinos, hands down, no questions asked, there would be one in my hands right now. Tom produces quality unlike any other person, but he's been breeding for decades for a specific reason. Now again, because of the amount of wild iguanas there are, and because the amount of people that are breeding them in captivity, there are only, like I said, a select few that really have it knocked down as to why and what they're doing, such as Tom. And so I leave the mating and breeding to those guys. If you want to know more about breeding, please reach out to them. They may tell you if you're working with something high-end, and they may be like me, where they're like, you know, it's really, unless you're working with some type of project that's really, really spectacular, there's no need for us to put you in a position to, you know, do some harm more than good. And so I just thought I'd let that be known, you know. This guy right here, just like any other iguana, deserves the best. You know, I happened to get him from a buddy that got him from a breeder. And I don't really honestly remember who this guy came from as far as breeder goes. But I know he did come from one of the breeders that knows what they're doing. And so again, I leave that type of stuff to those people. Yeah, I mean that's really all I'm gonna say about mating. It's just not something that I feel I should be covering. And hate me if you like because of it. But for me, mating in captivity, again, unless you're working with a high-end morph, is just it's unrealistically bad, just because there's so many readily available. Take the time to go adopt. Love you guys. Educate yourself. I'm educating you too. Okay.
Hey, what's up? Thanks for sticking with me through another video. If you like what you're seeing, please make sure to like, subscribe, and if you want, comment. Lets me know I'm doing a good job, and I'll continue to put out awesome videos. Y'all have a great one. We'll see you on the next one.